Greetings and welcome back to Planner Actual. My name is Matt Jarvis. I'm going to shoot a quick video today and I'm working without a net. I don't have all of my equipment set up, but it's Sunday and getting ready to do my, I've done my daily, now I'm looking at my weekly, but just give you an idea. I also wanted to go over, I finally bounced around enough and settled on a planner for my Classic and also for my Pocket Edition. Just wanted to show that to you and show you how that works. You can see I've got my morning notes. I do those every morning, 3 pages, and I use old pages for my planners so that I don't have to, otherwise I throw them away, so I use them for that. And let's get this set up here so we can see what we're doing. So this is, I have my Classic out and also my Pocket. And you might ask yourself, it seems like a lot of work. And there has to be some duplication involved, and yes and yes. But the reason I do this, and the way I deploy it, it helps me out quite a bit. So I'm using the Monticello. Choices are very narrow at Franklin Planner, and they're very rigid. They don't want to change, I don't think, but so I have to work within the parameters of what they offer. I do functional planning. I don't like a lot of stickers or anything like that. I do have a few. You can see I do, we do church on Saturdays and then small group on Wednesday nights. But then I also do, anytime I have any medical or my beautiful wife has any medical, I do the little sticker. And they're just designed to draw my eye there so I can focus on it. Of course, I do all the stickers for the holidays, and I get those from Etsy. And these come from Shelby Lee Company, really nice lady. This is my monthly layout for January in my Classic, and here it is in my Pocket. Now, I use these for 2 different things. So the Classic I use, this is where I live. This is the backbone of my existence as far as planning, doing my goals, everything else. And it stays in my office unless I go someplace to a meeting or someplace where I need to have some extra horsepower when I'm there. Otherwise, my everyday carry is my Pocket, which does not have everything that my daily, my Classic does. What I'm interested in here in the Classic is I need the horsepower, I need the real estate, I need everything there. Not so much in my everyday carry. My everyday carry is more like I need to know scheduling. I need to know I have a place where I can gather notes quickly and look to see what's coming up for the rest of the day, tomorrow, next week, very quickly. So it's less in it, more focuses on scheduling. Just real quick, on my weekly, I start here on my weekly, and this is what I do, and even on my Pocket, I have a place where I can immediately record something. Information comes up, I can record it here, and then later on transfer it to my planner in a more neat fashion. But as I start my weekly review, I'll always start here, just run through everything. I got a little board here showing photographs, my kids, my daughter on the left there. And then I have my daily planner routine, which I go through this. What do I do every day? And at the start of the day, what do I do? And then at the end of the day, take a peek at make sure what I'm doing is on track. And I have my roles set here, and every week I look at my roles to see, am I doing something different in my roles this week? Now, let me take this out. I have cutaways and also larger pages for taking notes. Then, as we work through this a little bit, here is, I have my mission statement here. I look at that, review it. My mission statement, and I review that every week, and every once in a while I'll tweak it just a little bit. And then I also have my goals. Here's my values, and even my values I have listed here on my daily card. My values, this is my mission statement here again, and then some Bible verses that I adhere. They speak to me when I read these. My daily prayer. But on my Classic, in my office, I've been through everything. This is not only is this a time management tool, but this is also a hobby. And like any hobby, it can get expensive. And I have planner fillers for 2 days, a day on 2 pages, and I've got them in the Serenity and the 7 Habits and in the Monticello. They all have their strengths and weaknesses. They don't, like, one of them I like the calendar pages, 7 Habits. I really like the calendar. They're very colorful. The monthly calendar, colorful, and I use the friction highlighters and ink pens, and I use 038 on my calendars and 05 when I get into here. But I like the ability to color code everything, so I can quickly look and see yellow is work, purple is something special, and I've got, pink is my beautiful wife, green is me. I know right away just by looking at it what's coming up. Of course, I have 3 children, and two of my boys live in the area, and so I put down when they work. My wonderful daughter is in Virginia in the Navy, so I don't have a chance to interact with her very much. I don't put her on the calendar unless it's something special. But that, I color code everything. Some of the calendar, some of the pages, they don't lend themselves to erasing. If you erase something, it erases the lines, or it really messes up. Monticello is bad for that. Their line, if you try to erase and you're not careful, you can get some smudging and that type of thing. So, but I ended up with this design because I went with the 1 day per page. It puts everything I need right there. I don't have to look around for it. It's all here. And if I get more notes than I need to have there, I could just drop in the cutoff, and then I can use the cutoff here for this page. And then when I flip it over, I got more if I need for the second page. But I use the cutoffs for that, so it works out really well. But when I do my weekly, I'll look back on the week behind. I'll look forward to the week ahead. I'll make sure everything lines up with my values and goals. I work these out. Here's my progressive task list for last week. I did pretty much everything. I'm really happy about that. And then here's Monday, which is Martin Luther King Day, showing things that I need to do. Now, on my everyday carry, it's pretty similar setup. Of course, the front page, then I have notes pages here. And then we already looked at the calendar page. And then we go to the day, which is coming up here. This is my page finder. I put that in there. But this is a weekly setup. And I struggled with this because I went with, for the longest time, I was going with they don't make very many pocket planners. And this was the 2 page per day for the pocket planner. And it is in the style of the leadership. Very nice. This one is really bad when you try to erase on it. It just really smudges it. Plus, there haven't been any elephants in Nebraska where I live since the Cenozoic period. We had a lot of mammoths roaming. As a matter of fact, our state fossil is the mammoth, Archie the mammoth. But they didn't really sing to me. Didn't have the joy that I needed. So I went with something very Spartan, very, not a lot in here. All it is the saying. It's got this month's calendar. But the problem is, it's a little different setup. So what I did was, I drew a line down the middle with a regular ink pen, so if I erase, that doesn't smudge. And then on the left-hand side would be morning, right-hand side would be afternoon. And then I used a few stickers, but then it ended up being just what I needed, because I just really need to look at the day to see if I'm doing anything, or the next day. I'm trying out some things here. I notched some ears here to make it easier to turn the pages, because sometimes they're difficult to get your hands on, like they are now. Difficult to separate. But next week coming up, you can see I have, my sister passed away recently, and my kid brother came up to visit from Georgia. And so if I have other notes, they're not going to go down here very, very well. This is for your weekly tracker, but I have a note here, and I have a note for a doctor's appointment, and they go on this side. So, here's the doctor's appointment, and here's the itinerary for my kid brother picking him up. And then I have the date, and this is note 1, and then note 2. That should be note 2. Change that to note 2. Even though he's gone, I'd like to keep it as clean as possible. So you can see for my everyday carry, I use a weekly layout, and it's just to get an idea what the scheduling is. And then for my everyday, which is where I live and do all of my work, I do the 1 day per page. And if I need extra space, I can use this. But this is really not only a time management tool, an excellent one. It's also kind of a hobby, but also doing your goals and values and mission statement. And I really encourage everybody to do that, because how do you know what direction you're traveling if you don't know what your values and your goals are? And that was one of the nice things about Franklin Planner is that they can set you up with all this. These are all my values. Of course, they're stated here to make sure I follow myself. So that's pretty much what I've got here. I am working on the 12-week year. I'm going to start incorporating that. If you haven't seen that, there's a lot of videos out there, but I have the book because I like to read that. And then if you have any questions, just shoot me a note, and I'd be glad to get back with you. But once again, this is Matt Jarvis at Planner Actual. It was nice talking to you today. Bye now.